Hey, I'm Brent. Welcome to my workshop. We're going to do some powder coating of some jig heads today. Now, I use these jig heads. I use the Gamakatsu. I've got round 26 and round 211. Reason I use them is because it's a quality hook. It's sharp, but it's also strong. Now, the fish I'm fishing for, I fish for a lot of stiffback, which where they hang out in the creek I'm at on the Potomac, there's also a lot of puppy drum, stripers, and then some other predators in there that can straighten out a hook on a little beetle spin. There's little bronze hooks, you know, if you're lucky to get a big fish in. Last typical example, last spring, last Memorial Day weekend, I caught a 27-inch snakehead on an ultralight in salt water. That was a lot of fun. Broke my rod, had to jump out of my kayak, got him in. It was delicious, by the way. But what we're going to do today, we're just going to talk about some of the basic things that you need to do when you're powder coating jig heads. Now, if you have another way that works for you, that's awesome. You're probably not watching this. But if you've never done it and you're interested, hey, I'll talk about it for a few minutes. Now, some of the baits that I use, yeah, this is one of those, the round 26s. This is actually a 3/16 ounce with a 2/0 hook. Now, it's got a Kalin's 3-inch. I don't know chartreuse pearl or what color that is, but it fits that bait just perfectly. That's an 1/8 ounce in the pearl configuration with a slab slinger. Now that's a bait that I've just started trying, so I'm looking really forward to that. It worked perfectly on that jig head, and that's an 1/8 ounce with a that's one of the crappie. It's a crappie slider. It's not one of the classic crappie sliders. It's these ones, and they work really well. It's a good little profile. Use them for crappie and stiffback and trappers and that sort of thing. So that's kind of some of the baits I use. Got the little 1/16 ounce with the little tiny fluke stripers. It's like M&Ms. They can't not eat it. They got to eat that little bait. So I got a bunch of different powders that I like. Red, black, pearl, June bug I use a lot for more for freshwater stuff. But we're going to go ahead and get right into it. We're only 2 minutes into the video, and I want to keep this short because, well, like I said, this ain't rocket surgery. First things first, you got to stir your powder. And I need to actually get down there. You need to stir your powder, fluff it up a little bit. Now, you don't want it to be caked up because that'll cause you problems. All right, so we're going to do a black one here. Now, some things you'll need. You get this little torch. Takes this butane. It's real portable, works really well. You can use a bigger torch if you have one, you need one. Just don't use too much heat. Use too much heat, you're going to bubble up your powder, or you're going to actually melt the lead right off of the hook. That's not a good situation. If you don't get it hot enough, either it won't stick at all or it won't be wet. You want it to be wet when you finish, which you're going to plunge it into the powder. I like these hemostats. Plunge it into the powder. Aggressive tap on the bowl. That's what I use. Some people just tap it back on here. I tap it on the bowl, and then I'll hang it on there. When it comes out of the oven, you want to have a little pick. I can tell you can go to Harbor Freight or Northern Tool Hydraulics, Tractor Supply, anywhere, and pick up a whole pack of these picks for almost nothing. Typically find them in the bargain bin. I do heat it up, so when I'm done, when I'm pulling out of the oven, 20 minutes for 350, I'll heat this up and poke it through the eye. It's the easiest way. You've got some other tools that'll do it, but that is the easiest way, is using a little bit of heat. Heat is your friend. So anyway, let's go ahead and get rolling. So this is a very small jig head. This is a 32nd ounce, so we're not going to heat this very long. Heat it too long, like I said, bad things happen. So put a little heat on there. Plunge it, bam, tap. And you can see that that's wet. So that one did just right. Shoot, I got more reds, more blacks than I need. Need to do some red. I got my stuff mixed up. All right, so clamp it. Now this has already been stirred, but just for sake of the video, I want to be sure that we're building good habits. So. All right, and you can't really see, but as I'm tapping this, there's powder that's coming off that wasn't attached. All right, do another red one. Then after. All right, so gotta add a little butane here. All right, we're back. Whoa. Yeah, we're shiny, looking good. All right, so we're gonna do a bigger one. We do one the 1/8 ounce. Now these are still the little small 211s, but the point being, the reason I'm making a point is because you'll notice that I'm gonna heat this one up just a little bit longer than the other. Because if I don't, it's not gonna, when you got that larger surface area, it's gonna require a little more heat. I'm gonna do one more red, then we're gonna call it a day as far as the video goes. I got more to do, but I don't want to belabor it any more than necessary. So we're gonna heat that one up a little more. That's good. All right, looking good so far. All right. Anyway, that's a little bit about the jig heads I use. I got the panfish in the creek, and I have a lot of fun with them in ultralight. I love catching, but if I have a choice between those little panfish in the creek and going after the puppy drum or the stripers or the snakeheads, actually, if I go for snakeheads, I'm probably going to beef up a little bit. But he swam by my kayak, and I said, "I'm outgunned, but I got to try you." And I tried him, and he put up a good fight, but he tasted good. So anyway, that's just a little bit about powder coating jig heads. It's not hard, it's not expensive to do, and it gives me confidence. And if you fish with confidence, if you're throwing a bait that it's not tying a fly, so it's not that technical, but I still get some reward out of knowing that, hey, I put these heads together. I caught a nice big puppy drum on this hook, and it held, and it did what I wanted it to do. It did what I needed it to do. So match your equipment to your quarry. Take a kid fishing. Thank you, Dad, by the way. Still get to fish with my dad. I'm still fortunate. And I'm not going to say any more because, I'm a sap. I get emotional. But big storm coming. Today is April 19th here in Central Virginia. And boy, the folks out west have been taking a whipping. Anyway, I'm Brent. I hope that y'all have a great one. Hope this helped you in some small way, and y'all have a great day.